anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analyst panel here at the Halo World Championship Tour London. I'm Brycey, and joining me on the desk to break this next game down, I've got Walshy and Golden Boy. Golden Boy, that is an impressive pose.
That's right, man. You just get this nice round goodness right here. Don't worry, in a year's time, this is gone. My wife's in the crowd, by the way, so right now she's cringing hard right now. Dope.
Did you say in a year it's gone?
In a year it's going to be gone. That's right.
Is she putting you into a strict regime?
Yes. I mean, well, let's just be completely honest. I mean, I've been married for about, I don't know, like 7 years. Actually, I got to look at my ring. It's usually it's on my ring usually. What I don't know. My wife's in the crowd. She'll probably yell at me later. I'm married for a couple years now.
Well, that's odd. Most of the events that we come to together, when your wife isn't here, you usually aren't wearing your ring. What's up with that? Now?
Wow. Excuse you? Excuse you?
Oh, sorry. Was I not supposed to say that?
Oh God, you jerk! You are just an awful human being. Like I mean, she knows. Look, Cynthia, you're in the crowd. I care for you. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about Halo.
Yes, let's talk about Halo. I think that should bring it kind of straight back on. First of all, though, I think we're going to take a little look at the bracket. And we
How about we take a big look at the bracket?
Yeah, we'll take a little look at the bracket. As you can see there, the first two games have been done. Infused and Epsilon taking care of business. 2-0 both teams. And they will now face in the semi-final. That's first versus third seed. Coming up next, though, Dignitas versus Exertus. And that's the game we're going to currently be discussing on the analyst panel. Guys, give me your kind of first thoughts here.
Oh,
potential match of the day.
Really? I can't make that claim because we have so many more matches like first, second place
I think
match,
if you want to look for a potential upset, like this could be it.
Okay.
Like, you know, I mean, not to take anything away from Dignitas, I think they will probably end up coming on top. But like Exertus yesterday impressed me a lot. And that Excel game, you know, I think Excel's actually a really good team, and I think they're really here to play. And it was toe-to-toe. I think Exertus is that team that's sitting in the bubble along with Excel and could upset.
That's the thing is, if Exertus could have taken Excel, I would agree with you. I would say, yes, they have potential to bring it to Dignitas. But Dignitas, like,
it was a
clear top three
squad. It was a breakout game, right?
Clear top three squad. Like, I can't see it. I really think that Dignitas is going to destroy Exertus.
I mean, you know, I wouldn't disagree. Don't get me wrong. I don't like to count out anyone yet. You know, I know you don't either. You're Mr. Positivity, right? You're like one of the most positive human beings I've ever met.
Positively gets you in trouble with your wife. That's
yeah, oh, 100%, dude, 100%. Oh, man. Anyway, we'll have words about that later. But I just think Exertus, overall, this roster, you know, they impressed me yesterday. You know, it was a tough run in that Excel matchup, but they still have the tools, I think, that they, you know, necessary to, you know, contend in this region with this top four. You know, I think it's going to be very hard, and to be truthful, I think Dignitas is very capable of winning this one. But if you think about the, you know, the team in general, I mean, Abra and Za, those two guys showed up yesterday. Za, most notably in that breakout matchup, had some big plays.
Well, we can see the roster's actually on screen right now. You can see Dignitas, Septic, Respectful, Mose, and Fusion. And then you can see on the other side, as Abra, a man who's been more than magically punned once this weekend, Zer and Caliber. Now, there's been a few standout players here. Guys, what were your standout players this weekend so far?
That's tough. I mean, there's been a lot of amazing plays we've seen so far. So as far as you could probably pick a standout player on each team, like Vard that last series against the #1 seed, just ripping off faces, taking out both Bucks. We've seen some incredible plays like flexi shots. That's one of my top plays that I've seen of the weekend, where gets that solo flag kill, gets the recovery, and runs the counter cap on top of that. So there's been a lot of brilliant plays, and it's tough for me just to choose one.
Yeah. You know, if we're thinking about these two teams, Septic was super impressive, you know, throughout the weekend. And also, I think, you know, just to kind of reference it again, Za also had a good showing.
I mean, that's even tough. Like Abra was making
I
some
think
moves
everyone
too.
had moments,
so
right?
Tough.
Like
Caliber
had moments. AZ has had moments, right? So there were moments for everyone to shine, I think. And you know, personally, again, it's hard to pick, but everyone has done so well. And I want everyone to win. I want to give everyone opportunity.
Everyone at
That's
the
no-
I
UK
want to be
regional finals
like
gets
the
first.
Oprah of Halo. You know what I mean? Like, you go to Worlds, you go to Worlds, you go to Worlds. But, you know, unfortunately, we can't do that.
No, we can't. We kind of have to nail it down.
I got to call up my girl Oprah. I'm a global icon and a national treasure. I'm not sure. Martin he said that earlier, so we can make it happen.
All right, well, before we go a little bit too much into these teams, we have actually spoken to Team Dignitas. So let's have a little hear what they've got to say.
Well, we've been playing together for a while now. We did initially have a different teammate, but he left to go join Team Infused. So we actually picked up Mo's, and we've become a lot better squad and a lot stronger, and we feel more confident with this team than ever before.
Our team has probably the best 4 Slayers in Europe combined, so Slayers, we barely lose. Like, I think True Slayer is our best game type. We've beat every single team on it, like more than 20 plus kills a time. So
I'm fully confident that we are capable of taking the tournament. All the boys will say the same as well. There's no nails, nothing. It's just a case of performing on the day.
I think we can take it. If we're playing good on the day, I think it's possible. Like, we scrimmed them, and I think like we're the best team in here.
I wouldn't have came if I didn't think I was going to win, so I'm definitely confident. Epsilon's the team I want to play in the final.
Bit of a rivalry, especially with online, some daft comments after scrims and things like that. So we just want to put it proper and just show who's the best.
I think, yeah, we're the underdogs. Everyone is predicting, like most of the people are predicting Epsilon to win, and I want to prove them wrong.
As the bracket goes, we should be playing Epsilon anyway if everything goes in our favour, but we definitely want to prove a point to them. We want to beat them.
When the prize pool was announced, like, I was kind of done with Halo, and then once it was announced, it was a case of just getting back on the grind. There's a lot to play for.
Yeah, we're practicing a lot because that prize pool is like life-changing money. So we don't want to go just in the UK. We want to do good in America as well.
There's a lot of money on the line. It's not like, you know, like a couple of £100. This is life-changing money. This is how you can better yourself in the future. I mean, it's not always about the money. When you're playing at this level, you obviously want everything. So going for the top.
It's life-changing money at the end of the day.
Okay, welcome back. So that was Dignitas. And guys, anything you really picked up in that interview?
I appreciate the last statement where it said it's not always about the money. I think that's true for all the competitors here. They want to just have that recognition, that win. I mean, it's the same way when I used to compete back in the day. Like, my first Halo tournament I went to, first place was maybe a few $1,000s or maybe $1,000, something along those lines. And I just kept going to tournaments just because I wanted to prove that I could be the best at something. And I just kept competing for the love of the game and love of competition.
Yeah, you know, I can agree with that there. I mean, you know, unlike you, I never won any money. I won a couple of times, but it was like locals, you know, so it doesn't really count.
In his house, against his wife.
Actually, he's the second best Halo player in his household. That's what I've heard.
What she claims. It is not true. Okay, she plays Reach with Bloom.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, she's got some
Anyway.
great stories about you.
Actually, she showed up big time in our matchup, though. You weren't here yet because you were late. You were lazy Walshy over here. But anyway, yeah, you know, I do agree with them, right? You know, it's about the honor. It's about, you know, the ability. I mean, for a lot of these, you know, UK guys, European players in general, you know, they've traditionally struggled against North American guys, right? And I would imagine that Halo 5, they were looking for that opportunity to actually have a chance and prove, you know, the doubters wrong that a European team can, you know, can dominate, right? Like, I would love to be able to say that this is Europe's year, you know, because I think when you think about the broad scope of esports, right, you know, multiple regions showing up and playing well is super important. And traditionally in consoles, Europe, UK, all these regions have struggled, right? They've struggled against the North American teams. And I really do feel like it'll be a statement for Europe, for the UK, for anyone out there to come out and go toe-to-toe, compete with the North American players and potentially beat them, right? That is a statement that is pretty much saying that, you know, this region has arrived and, you know, this esport is viable here and there's opportunity to be had. So there's a lot of questions there, and I would love to be able to say this is Europe's year. But of course, that is yet to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, the American scene had a huge head start as far as the Halo scene developing.
Yeah.
Like, I went to my first tournament in 2002, but we just had so many more competitions before the European Halo scene got big, and now the European scene's getting bigger and bigger. Just all these huge orgs joining up, and it's I think this is the best chance that Europe's had, and I can probably speak for all the European teams here that whomever does go to the Worlds from this region, it's going to be sort of like rooting for your conference in like football, where it happens to be like, even though we lost, we would like our team to be the one that went to Worlds. Regardless, I want to see the team that beat us represent us well and place high in Worlds. And I think they do have an opportunity. Like, they can go toe-to-toe with some American teams. I don't know if they can beat like an Evil Genius or CLG yet, but they aren't going to go down without a fight.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Well, I'm going to pressure you guys now for a scoreline prediction.
Pressure cooker. One thing I like to do is pressure cooker.
Golden Boy, since you won't be quiet, let's get you talking. What's your first prediction?
Whoa, what is this supposed? Listen, I bring the flavor to this booth. Okay, I know I got to watch my pitch, but I mean,
you do leave a bit of taste in the mouth. Anyway, can we get your scoreline prediction?
At least it's delicious. In any case, I would have to go Dig 2-0.
Okay, Walshy?
I'm going to go with Dig 2-0.
All right, another agreement here on the analyst panel. We're going to hand it over to our wonderful casters. Handing it over now to Strongside and Wonderboy. Guys, take it away.
All right, guys, and for the first time, the Wonderside duo.
Combo, baby.
And by the way, Golden Boy, I have played against Cynthia, and I have to say she is better than you at Halo. So
I gotta
definitely
agree.
number 2 in the household.
100%, yeah.
But we've got a big match here. Dignitas versus Exertus. I predicted Dignitas to win this event, and I think if they can keep up their pressure, keep up their teamwork, they're going to be able to come in hot against Epsilon.
Yeah,
and you see there's tension between those teams as well. In that interview, you heard them, like, after scrims, those guys are exchanging words, and they need to stay on their game and just play like they're playing at home.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Dignitas versus Epsilon match is going to be a great one. And of course, we have Exertus versus Dignitas first. And the match we're going to be seeing are, of course, the same we've seen in the previous 2 matches. Coliseum Capture the Flag is game number 1, and game number 2 will be Plaza Team Slayer. Game 3, if needed, will be the Rig Strongholds, Mike. I've got to say...
we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet, but I've got to say, it's so nice to be commentating with you. I mean, we did the Battle of Europe together, but we didn't really get to do a series together.
That was my first time pretty much actually casting on the big stage, so now getting a little bit of experience under my belt, learning from you, learning from the other guys, and this crew is incredible.
Yeah, and then there's Golden Boy there as well. Although I've got to say, it is nice to actually have someone other than Golden Boy in the booth. I mean, he does take up at least half of the booth, so, it's nice to have a little bit of space here. That's all I'm saying.
We're going to hold this down. We are for sure going to hold this down. But who do you want to hop on board with first? We got, Septic, Respectful, Moze, and Fusion. I've always been a big fan of Septic and Respectful. Respectful has got an incredible shot, and Septic has that veteran gameplay.
Yeah, I think you highlighted it perfectly there. Septic with the veteran gameplay. He's the man we're going to start the game off with. Coliseum Capture the Flag, and we're seeing a repeat of the Ramirez Combat Evolved Grenade. So Septic there will actually get a kill on Caliber there with that grenade as well. But the rockets, that was actually not a Combat Evolved Grenade. That was actually a tactical nuke there from Septic, throwing the frag cross map, and he gets the kill on Caliber and takes down AZ there as well, Mike. Good stuff there to start the game from Septic.
Already an early start, getting in Exertus' base, just quickly gaining control of the map. Already getting a flag pull at the 11:24 mark. Unfortunately, he has taken down Septic, still alive in the base though, laying down some shots, able to take down that kill, and laying down some fire here at bottom snipe. He's not going to be able to finish. Yes, he is going to be able to finish this kill. Septic turning that around. It looks like they're going to be able to get this flag. I think it's Respectful running it in right now, and he's going to be able to solidify cap number 1.
Yeah, cap number 1 on the board within a minute, and Septic already on a killing spree. I think he was the right man to start the game off with. 5 kills already. We've seen numerous assists, of course, that lovely grenade at the start of the game to take down Caliber there on the Exertus side. But Exertus coming under pressure here. Septic finally taking down. Let's swap over to the Exertus side, see what they can do to try and get themselves back in this game. We're going to start the game off on the Exertus side here with Zur. He's the hardest name to say, I swear. I'm pretty sure I'm getting it wrong every single time. I still need to find out how to actually say it. But right now, his team pretty much just getting pinned here over on the sniper side of the map here, Mikey. It's great pressure here from Dignitas. Though Zur does get a kill there on Respectful.
Well, Zur in a great position right now. Exertus is really taking control of the sniper side. Actually, he was in a good position, but just taken down, not really looking in the right position, looking at the right spot. Mo's getting ready to run flag number 2, and he's taken down Let's see if Respectful is going to be able to get a touch on this. His teammates are down. He just needs to stay alive and get a few kills, and that's exactly what he's doing. Laying down some cover fire, getting some shots on that. Flag is still there. You see Mo's coming in, trying to get the touch. Is he going to be able to get it? No, he is not. Abra gets the return, and now you see Exertus really taking control of the side of the map. Septic with rockets, with the surprise peekaboo. Not going to let them get this flag.
Yeah, it was a great play there from Abra, continuing on his performance. He's played great so far this weekend. Not so much yesterday. I think he was a little bit overshadowed there by Zur. He played fantastic yesterday. But day number 1, Abra was really a standout performer. But at the moment, we're on board with Septic. He's taken down AZ, and Fusion has taken down Caliber as well. So Septic here is just going to get his shields back. But, oh, Abra there with a grenade. He will take him down. Let's see what Respectful's up to on the Dignitas side. Can't quite make it happen at the moment either. And it seems to be Exertus pretty much putting the pressure here on the Dignitas base.
Yeah, you saw them really collapse as a team over on the snipe side of the map.
Ooh,
now they're making their way into the base. Abra with the double kill with rockets.
I think he killed one of his teammates actually though, Mike. That's interesting. Yeah,
so
poor
almost
there,
a triple kill there.
Yeah,
Technically
I
two.
think so.
Going for the
still
triple
counts, right? But I'm seeing Mo's, excuse me, not Mo's. I do believe that is someone with the sniper on the Exertus side. But right now, AZ on your screen is playing very, very sneaky. 2 of his teammates have just gone down, so he needs to try and stay alive here. But Septic, check out that veteran play there. He knew of the threat there from AZ in his own base, and already Dignitas are moving his flag.
I think AZ could have probably played that a little bit better. And the first ninja of the tournament. And he's going in with the flag. He's not getting taken down. He's going to take this over to Oven side, and it looks like he's going to solidify this cap. Who was that got Ninja?
No, sir, you poor man. Mose puts the second flag in for Dignitas. Wow, Mose has turned up here today.
We are going to need to see a replay of that. I tell you what, I mean, does not happen much. We've seen it happen before. You know, I remember it happening to Walshy.
Oh, really?
At the beginning of the Halo 5 launch on stream. You can find the video on YouTube.
We need that.
Quite
Production,
hysterical.
get on it. I need to see that, I'm afraid.
Oh my gosh, what a play right there to solidify the second cap. Now Exertus still trying to move into the base. They get a flag grab, taking it out the bridge, but Abra is taken down. Zud trying to get some shots, not able to. He's going to stay alive here with scatter shot.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. What I'm seeing on the Dignitas side, they're able to stay alive. Even though Exertus here are putting pressure on the Dignitas base, Dignitas are just able to stay alive. Zur here is going to run the flag, but already 2 of the Dignitas players are already on spawn, so he's going to face some immediate pressure here. He has been spotted. He will drop that flag, so the marker above his head will disappear, but Septic has already got that pick on Abra, and now, great play there. He dropped the flag, identified the danger there. Septic was in front of his base, took him down with a scatter shot. Let's see if he can put this flag in here, Mike.
Yeah, Zud just needs to slay right now and stay alive, and he's doing just that. He's moving the flag in. Honestly, Exertus just keep on killing. Do not go for the flag. Just slay as much as you can and stay alive. Caliber is taken down. You see Team Dignitas just flying across the map, doing everything they can to stop this. Are they going to be able to stop it? No, Zuh comes in to solidify cap number 1 for Exertus.
Fantastic stuff there. Respectful's already killed 2 though, and assisted Mose there in taking down Caliber, so we're going to see another flag run already here from Dignitas. Good pressure though from Zur. He will take down Respectful before that flag run can really get going, but Fusion here, we jump on board with him as he's just picked up a double kill, and this could be the 3rd and final flag run here for Dignitas. Great pressure on the spawners here from Fusion. He's identifying the danger. Look how he's falling back into his own base here. He knows the Exertus players absolutely have to flood the Dignitas base, but there you go. Septic puts in flag number 3. Game 1 goes to Dignitas.
Incredible gameplay by Dignitas right there. Obviously, Mose with the Ninja. Incredible MVP play from him to solidify that second flag cap. Dignitas looking really strong right now. You saw Exertus try to fight back a little bit, but they were never able to really get the flag too far across that midway point in the map. They were able to solidify 1 flag cap, and it was just barely enough. They were almost stopped by Dignitas. You saw Dignitas just flying across the map to stop that flag, and they almost did so.
Yeah, you see Respectful there. He's got to be pretty happy with his team's Game 1 performance. I need to hear more, though, about that Walshy Ninja. Come on, I need some dirt on Walshy. He's been picking on me so far this weekend. I need some dirt, man. Come on, talk me through what happened.
Oh, man. So he ends up, I think we're on Truth, and he has Sword. He's chasing a guy down. I think it's Blue 2, just flying after the guy. He's streaming on Twitch. He's got the webcam up at the bottom left.
Face cam.
He's just flying. He's flying. He's going to sword the guy right in front of him. As he goes for the sword, the guy jumps out the front of the window and thrusts back, ninjas him,
think I've
and
seen it.
Walsh's
I
face
think I've
just
seen it.
completely stops. He's can't believe what happened.
I need to
the
see
webcam
this,
is pure amazingness.
If production can somehow, in maybe one of the breaks, put that video up, that would just be so good. I would pay to see that. Honestly, I would happily forfeit my payment here from this event. Don't quote me on that, though. I need money. I'm hungry.
All right, well, we saw Dignitas win in a 3-1 fashion here on Coliseum CTF. Next up is going to be Plaza Slayer. Who's the sniper on the squad to watch out for here?
That's quite an interesting question. I think it's got to be Septic. He can hit some fantastic shots, but we saw on the Rig Slayer on day one, Fusion was the man who actually locked down the angles for Dignitas. I think it's fair to say all 4 players on Dignitas can use the sniper, but I think their preferred sniper has got to be Septic. He can hit some fantastic shots, and he has that experience behind him as well.
Definitely, and actually to touch back on that last game, the many times we saw Exertus push together, and I think that was something we spoke about all through the tournament. Yeah. Teams just individually running through the map, getting in individual fights. Yes, they have great shots, but there wasn't much teamwork. You know, we saw teamwork from Exertus, so it's there. Yeah. They have the individual skill. They just need to finish off their pushes, especially when they're going for an objective. You saw a few times just getting it out onto the bridge or deciding to take it the wrong way and running into the spawners. Yeah. So I think if Exertus can really solidify more teamwork throughout the entire match, because they have little spurts, then they could be a contender possibly here in this match. But obviously Plaza Slayer, we've seen so many teams just lock it down on the outside of the map with Sniper and grabbing that overshield. Overshield is going to be the key on this map. Picking this up can be a 5 to 6 kill swing, and you do not want to see Exertus get stuck back in the corner. Yeah, what you need to watch out for in this game, we've seen in the first 2 games so far, Epsilon and Infuse look really shaky in timing and controlling that overshield. They missed the first couple, so let's see if Dignitas in this game can control that overshield right now on your screens and maintain it for the rest of the game. All right, so we're on board with Fusion, who's heading down to bottom middle. Haven't seen this push before. Zerg got it. Just completely uncontested. No pressure at all there from Dignitas. If Dignitas lets that go in the future against Epsilon or Infused, I don't think it's going to be a good game for them. They cannot let that overshield go that easily. Zub picking up a nice kill, and he's taken down. Now on board with Fusion, who's over in the cafe, just kind of holding this down. It looks like Septic's over on Sniper. I'm not sure, does he have the sniper rifle? He most certainly does. So Septic has the sniper rifle. This is the setup right now. Now, interesting enough, Dignitas did not get the overshield, but it is 6-1 right now. Yeah, poor performance there from Exertus. They couldn't quite make the overshield count. We saw Zer pick it up uncontested at the start of the game, but check out the scoreline, like you said, Mike. 8-2 at the moment. Septic here with the sniper in his back pocket. He's, yeah, like you said, this is the perfect setup. You want to try and trap him in the cafe and the yard, and that's exactly what Dignitas are doing right now. Exertus pretty much just pinned in that kind of area, and Septic here, as long as he's got a sniper, he's a very patient sniper. He won't take too many shots that he's not confident in hitting, and he will take down Abra there. A little bit of pressure here now coming from Exertus, though. The score line at the moment, almost kills himself with the barrel right there. That was a little risky of a play, but completely slowing this game right now. Dignitas just holding back. We've seen this setup many, many times, but I like how Exertus has completely slowed this down. Maybe they're strategizing right now to make a good push. Gets picked off by Septic right there. And AZ, he was kind of off on his own just fighting that battle. You gotta expect the sniper to be looking through that window. You do not want to walk through that sight line. So I think they're going to need to really watch out for these snipe shots here. AZ and the rest of the team on Exertus is really going to just have to decide making good pushes, getting a guy through bottom middle, and pushing as a team. So we've seen many times like Septic sitting back with the sniper rifle, picking up another kill, getting ready for the overshield, getting the double kill. Septic on fire, and getting the overshield as well on top of that. What a play from Septic. I was going to point out the Dignitas, the overshield is pretty much evaporated there from Abra. Great play from him, but in the player profile from Dignitas, they said, hey, we're undefeated on Slayer. Our team is full of Slayers, and check out the scoreline, 20-6. Septic here going up against Zer, killing Frenzy there quickly just before he's taken down there for Septic. Let's see what Respectful's up to here on the Dignitas side. We're at 22-7 right now. Respectful spots a player up in the cinema. He's able to get the help from Fusion to take him down. Respectful gets the kill on Caliber while staying alive. Great teamwork right there by Dignitas, waiting for this next sniper rifle. Looks like Respectful is going to leave it for, I want to say, Moe's. Excuse me, that is Fusion. So let's hop on board with Fusion, who's about to pick up this next sniper rifle.
Let's see what he can do with it. Xer there in the kill feed does take down Mo, so a little bit more scrappy now for Exertus. This is what they need to do. They need to try and keep it as close as possible, but Dignitas with both snipers so far in the game. They got the first right off the bat. They surrendered the overshield to Exertus, took the sniper, and now they have this sniper now as well. Trades going along in the kill feed, so Exertus certainly more on the board now than they were early on in the game, but as long as this man has a sniper mic, he can make plays happen. Unfortunately, misses that one though.
Yeah, and you see him just the classic sightline, and we just talked about this. Caliber going right into that sightline of the sniper. We just saw AZ do the same exact thing. These guys, I mean, they're top players. They're one of the top teams here. They cannot be making these mistakes and giving away easy kills for Fusion. And almost another no-scope to the face right there. But Fusion just playing this really well, just hanging back, staying alive here. We've got Overshield about to come up again. Exertus is going to need to get this next Overshield if they want to even have a chance at turning this game around.
I think AZ's on a little bit of a flank here from Exertus, so let's give him a little bit of airtime, see if we can see him try and make a play. But check out again the focus fire from Dignitas.
No. We just saw the stats right there. We have 2 players that do not have kills on Exertus right now.
The geese are loose.
Fusion still posted up at the cinema right now, covering Robs, just covering his entire squad right now. And then, you know what? Septic's been doing a great job picking up another kill on Xer. Fusion is just making this look way too easy.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we saw Septic there with a double, but Fusion at the moment is doing work, and as long as there's no pressure from the Exertus side, Fusion will just pick face all day, and that's contributing towards the scoreline, 39-12. What an absolute beatdown, mate. That 40 now. We're still on the point of view of Fusion here. He's still just holding down this angle, and this is what Fusion does with the sniper. We saw him on day 1 on the rig. He was outside holding down the long corridor, and this is what he does. He'll just hold angles for as long as he needs to, because he knows he's shutting down that one area of the map just with his presence.
And I really like how Dignitas is just staying to their strategy. Yeah, they're up 41-13. I mean, it's pretty much a victory in their hands, but they're just playing this by the books. They're not changing anything, and this is what they need to do, especially if they're playing up against a top team. Another snipe. I want to see how many snipe kills this guy has. It just seems like every single time we're on him, he's just getting another headshot, getting a no-scope, just hitting every shot. But if they keep up this type of play, it's going to be a great match against Epsilon or an Infused. They're really staying strict to their gameplay.
Yeah, here's the thing. We were on the point of view of, excuse me, I'm trying to find a point of view who is alive here. It was Mose. We were on the point of view of Fusion for a long time, and he was picking face, but you've got to give a shout out to the trio of Mose, Respectful, and Septic. They were really being aggressive in pinning the Exertus side there in the yard, so great execution from Dignitas. They know exactly what they wanted to do. They knew they wouldn't have to babysit Fusion too much. And the score at the moment, 48-15. Certainly no way back in this game or this series for Exertus, I'm afraid. Fusion will take down AZ, making kill number 49. Abra will take down Mose, but there you go. Dignitas advance. That was as easy as you'd like. I want to see if there's a goose, Mike. I'm so scared right now.
Dignitas really making that look easy here against Exertus, just playing on top of their game, staying strict to their gameplay.
AZ!
There was
AZ with the goose!
And like we said, gooses do not count, I guess. Actually, Walsh said this. He claimed that gooses do not count
not in breakout.
No,
they do count in breakout. I'm 100% sure.
But this is in a Slayer match on Plaza. These definitely 100% count. AZ with the goose. I mean, Dignitas just playing out of their minds. And I think the biggest thing to take away from this on the Exertus side is that they never had a good push together. You saw them just getting picked off by the sniper left and right, just one after the other. They never made a solid push. They never had a guy flank from down low. They never had people pushing from Flowers. They never had people pushing over to Cinema Stairs. It was just the same mistakes over and over.
And I think that was a large part due to Respectful Mose and Septic really pinning them aggressively within the yard, like we saw. I mean, yeah, Fusion had absolutely no pressure on him, but I feel like that was mostly because the other Dignitas players did such a great job in pinning down Exertus, and we saw an AZ goose, I'm afraid. I can't let that one go. The goose is loose. I mean, in a big stage like this, you've got to get at least a kill on the board. and AZ could not make it happen. Hey, he's a former teammate of mine as well. That you know, I suppose it's all downhill after me if you think about it like that, Mike. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Brycey did call you out about that earlier, but I mean, Dignitas just, I say it and say it again. I just really like how they stay strict to their strategy. They really stayed on top of it. They didn't overextend, even though they pretty much knew they had the game in the bag. But we're going to hop it back over to the analyst desk to you, Brycey.
All right, thank you very much, guys. We're just kind of going through our final bits of notes for that one. Not an awful lot for us to analyse, but we're going to take a little crack at it here. Guys, kind of first impressions of that match.
Just pure destruction.
Yeah. I mean, you know, not the way that I would have liked a team like Exertus to go out, especially after the way they played yesterday. You know, it was tough, and you know, I feel bad for AZ. Feels bad, man. Laying that nice solid goose egg.
So there's times when we look across the scores that we've seen so far this weekend where
Yeah.
you see like a 2-0 match series, and a lot of times that doesn't truly reflect how the match went down. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, 2-0,
Yeah.
but there was an overtime Coliseum CTF game, or one of the Team Slayer games was 50-45. This is one of the times where it doesn't reflect how it was in the opposite way. It's like, this was like a 2 to like 0.0. Like,
Yeah.
that's how bad of a, you know,
And if you think about our other two matches, right, you know, Rift put up quite a fight against Infuse. Viperio also put up a fight against, my goodness, I'm drawing a blank, Epsilon. Now, I mean, Dignitas just came in and they simply just owned it. They dominated them. It was a statement, in my personal opinion. It was a statement being made that Dignitas is the team to fear here. Because I think Exertus, again, to go back to that, had a good showing yesterday. They were a solid team. They played well against Excel. They, you know, were able to move forward in their decider match fairly simple. But when you think about how crazy Dignitas was in that matchup, I mean, we'll get into some of the details in a sec, but man, it was brutal.
Yeah, all right. Well, I believe we have an interview ready. Josh is with Fusion. Take it away.
Thanks, Bryce. Scott, we're trying our best to pick between you and the other best teams here, but you conceded a flag, and yet you finished it as fast as anyone.
Well, it's any competition, any team. You want to come out as fast and as hot as you can as possible. And we did that today.
Straightforward. On the Slayer, I mean, probably the best Slayer performance by far of the weekend, and you're doing it into quarterfinals.
Well, I've always said our team's incredibly individually talented. Slayers are by far our best game type. Even we proved that against the top teams as well. Yeah, and it showed that game.
Just a word, really, for the losing teams who have fought hard to get here, but are playing second best today. Any words of motivation?
Just keep grinding. That's all you can do. Just keep playing. Play the top teams. See what you can learn. Go over your gameplays.
Braveheart, mate. Braveheart, inspirational right there.
If you're Scottish, yeah.
And finally, you're probably going to play Excel next. It isn't Infused, it isn't Epsilon. You guys are most likely going to be in the grand finals, or...
Well, we prepared for Infused reps. Well, we played for Infused at first because we thought that's how it would go down. But we're here to win. Doesn't matter how we play.
Fair enough. Congratulations, Scott. Brycey, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Now, one of the things that kind of come out of that interview for me at the very least was just a complete ton of confidence. Just seemed to radiate off that man.
Yeah, no surprise with how well they're playing today. That was a absolute statement. We saw Epsilon like take a 12-minute Coliseum CTF game, complete opposite here. Same with, you know, obviously we have to give credit to Viperio playing very well, but at the end of the day, like both those scores, you know, there was a 3-1 flag game and what was it, 50 to 16. That is. We haven't seen scores like that even on like Friday.
No, not
some of
even
the
on
scores
Friday.
were much closer than that. So Dignitas are ready to play here on Sunday.
That was tough.
All right, well, let's kind of get into the grid of map 1 then. And now, obviously, it was 2-0, and then obviously Exertus managed to get that flag, but Dignitas just kind of ripped it straight back. They went, no, this game's over, thank you.
One word. World star. Dude, that was nuts. Moses play there. I mean, it feels so bad, man. So bad. That was insane. I did not expect that at all. When that play came about, right, I was just chatting with my wife, and then I just saw it, like, happen, right? Like, it was so quick. But also, I think what was even more impressive was getting that ninja and then, of course, capping that second flag, right? So, you know, it's just a testament to how Dignitas set up, right? A guy could pull off a crazy play like that And, you know, typically, you know, when a situation like that happens, and Walsh, you can agree when you actually you know, are in the action, right? That means that there's a lot of things going on. And like, you may get like a crazy play like that, but you know, chances are you're going to get flooded by nades or killed, right? Like, you get this crazy play and then you usually don't get to capitalize on what you were trying to accomplish. Nope, not the case for Moze, not the case for Dignitas. Got the crazy play. Everyone else got their slays down, and then they were able to get that cap. That was super impressive.
And that's quite the difference that we've seen in these previous days. Remember before we're highlighting plays with Moze, like, oh, it seems like Moze is not, you know, doing the objective when he should or pushing out his own. Instead, he's pulling off these ridiculous plays as he's running the objective.
Yeah, it was super impressive. And there really wasn't much else to take away from that, right? Because when Exertus got their first fly cap and he thought, okay, Exertus is going to make this into a fight, Dignitas counter-capped immediately, and that was all she wrote. So again, not much really to break down in this. It was just mechanics that were done very, very well by Dignitas. And if you're Infuse or you're Epsilon or Excel and, you know, I think anyone, really, doesn't matter. You're worried. You're like, this team looks disgusting.
Dignitas is crazy today.
Okay.
Yeah, and like moving on to map 2 even, like Plaza Team
Yeah,
Slayer.
I was going to say, we've kind of covered the first one-sided map. Let's go on to the second one-sided map, shall
But
we?
I just want to keep talking about how Dignitas are making fewer mistakes. We talked about yesterday saying, what does Dignitas need to do to beat someone like Epsilon? And it was tighten up their gameplay. Can't have Moze running around giving up random deaths in Team Slayer. And that just showed their discipline this last match. Like, it's really tough, especially in a time where you have like a 40 kill to 15 kill lead or something like that, just to not get lazy, not to get complacent and just push on like, all right, let's just end this and do whatever. They were so disciplined. They just stayed in their positions, picked off kills, ran back. They treated it as if it was like a 49-49 game. And they made so few mistakes. So despite all the amazing plays we saw, like the World Star and like amazing snipes from Chalky and
from
Septic.
Speaking of amazing plays, I actually think we have a replay we can quickly take a look at. And I believe it's Septic. We can kind of see this replay here.
This was disgusting. So obviously finds this one player at mid-bridge and then just pops him at the light rifle and gets the overshield to boot. That, folks, I was leaning forward because I was like totally into it. That, folks, is game-changing, demoralizing, shutting the opponent down, and then pretty much going to their house and stealing their dog. That's what that was. They were dog burglars, man. They stole their happiness.
Dignitas the dog burglars.
Dignitas the dog burglars. Yes.
I'm not sure that nickname's going to catch on. I'm sure
Dognitas the burglars.
Dognitas.
Dude, it was brutal. It was brutal. And, you know, I think it just... And not only was Septic on point, but then Fusion got a hold of the sniper rifle. Yeah. And our casters really, really like to just show snipers, right? Like, that's Strong Side's fault, by the way, because he's the one who drives mostly. And he was just on the sniper the entire time, but for due reason, right? You know, of course, I like to see the plays that everyone else is making, but Fusion was like, you know, pick off here, pick off here. And I think the reason, you know, again, you just got to talk about the fact that Plaza, the way it's set up, when you get the sniper in that position by Cinema, it is very, very hard to break that, especially if you're spawning by tram and you're trying to force your way out. Because you think, okay, we got out of Garden, now we're making our way through Cafe by Blue Side, and then you just get picked off by a sniper by the big door. Okay, we got past the big door, now we have to get over to the sniper on Cinema. You just got picked off on the blue ramp. There just isn't much you could do when a sniper's in that power position.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you have to do absolutely everything right in order to break out of that yard setup. And even if you do everything right, and that sniper hits that one shot, like, you could both hit the sniper from different angles, from light rifle and from Cafe, and that sniper can hit a no-scope like we've seen before. It's like, yep, your push is shut down. Nice try.
Dog burglars, bro.
All right, well, that's enough from Dignitas, the dog burglars. Coming up after the break, Excel versus Riot. Hopefully this one will be a little bit closer. See you soon.